Hi guys, welcome. If it's your first time here, it is Bold TV, and hope to see you again. And today I was working on my hair. You need to check the video out. Basically, how to make your own hair growth oil. Excuse me, hair growth oil from home. Hey, what's wrong with my voice? Excusez-moi. Anyways, yeah. So basically, I use carrot. Carrot is basically my go-to. I use carrot oil as my oil, and I use carrot oil for my hair. So the only difference is if I'm making some of the remedy for my body, I just put orange peel on the carrot oil. That's it. But I don't put the carrot peel, the orange peel for hair. When it's for hair, all I do is I just add the vitamin E, and that's it. And I just boil the fenugreek or fungus seed differently on a separate pot, and I use it just to you know, to dampen the hair, just to as a spray for the hair. And once I spray it in the scalp, that's when I'll add my carrot oil, and that's all I use for my hair. And for my skin, carrot oil. That's it, nothing fancy. It's funny, there was a time I was like, oh, I'm working, I have extra pay, let me go and buy, some fancy skincare, blah, blah, blah. No, my skin really ended up breaking, and it wasn't funny. So, looks like my skin doesn't want anything expensive. And that is a true story. So all I do is the carrot oil, I make it at home. I could buy the carrot oil, but I like to do it myself because, I know how to do it. Why do I have to spend the money to buy it? But if someone wants to buy it from me, why not? Of course, I can, make it for you and send it to wherever you are. You just have to pay for the oil, and that's it. But I'm sure down the road I will probably do something like that. If people are interested, I can do all the work. All you have to do is wait for the oil, and you can use the oil for anything apart from the one using it for your hair. It is perfect for kids, for babies, because you know exactly what is in there, right? And you guys saw what I put in it, so you don't even have to add any preservatives or color, not at all, right? So anyways, let's get to the story. I wasted so much time in that intro. Anyway, so let's get to the video. So today I'm just going to do a short storytelling, and I think someone sent me a message on Instagram. You guys, please follow my Instagram. I seem to have more people on Instagram than on YouTube, and YouTube is not growing. Oh my God. YouTube is not growing because I don't think most people are interested in reading. Nobody wants to read. If it had to do with I don't know. It's just that I'd like to focus on a niche, and that is what I do, because I can't start making up things that are not me. I'm a writer, and I like to do storytelling. I like to do book review, right? So that's what I love doing. Now I cannot start doing something else that is not me, and you guys can see through me that that's not you, madam, chill, right? So looks like the YouTube is gonna take forever to grow, and that is fine. I have no problem with that. I have patience, so I'm sure people will continue to subscribe. But it's gonna be slow. It does look like it's gonna be slow, but that's okay. All right. So the storytelling I wanted to tell you guys, as I said earlier, that someone sent me a message on Facebook, is when I made a story. I told you guys the story of the girl I met in the Uber who was saying that, oh, everybody wants the best for me. And I used to think like that. I used to be too naive. You know, I probably of how I was, how I grew. Even though I grew in with different families, but I was just too green. I'm not street smart, right? I was too green, and I thought everybody wants the best for me. And so I was staying at this one family, and the lady had other grandchildren and whatnot. So the system in that home is every time when school closes, of course you guys will be given the report cards to take home to your parents, right? So I wasn't brought up with my parents, not with my mom or dad, just relatives, and I guess some of them were family friends, and yeah, so that's how I grew up. And so this particular family, which was very interesting, was that every time is a time for report card. I used to always be on top of the class. But the weird part is nobody in the family that I was staying was ever on top of the class. The closest was probably number 13, number 10. So because I was left with this family, and I used to think that, oh wow, if I'm going to be on top of my class every time, that means she's going to be very happy and I'm making her proud. And the first time I was on top of my class, she was very happy, blah, blah, blah. And, as I said, my mom was not in the picture, or my dad wasn't in the picture. And then she was like, wow, so if your parents find out, they'll be very proud, they'll be very happy, continue to work hard. And me also, stupidly, I also went to work hard. And me working hard, I was on top of the class again. And for the second time, she was not as happy as before. And then for the third time, she was not that happy. For the fourth time, it was crazy. And then I was like, as a child, I started seeing, I'm like, hold on. Last time she was happy, the second time she was happy. But then for the third and fourth time, I was now afraid of giving her my report card. I was now giving to another elder relative in the house. And anytime the school closes, I will just run home. And when she's not looking, because anybody that knows that back in the day, like if in Africa, not most homes had water, but sometimes you have to go and fetch water, especially drinking water. Sometimes it's far away from the house. So what I used to do is anytime it's a report card day, I will come slowly and hide, not to be seen. And while she's not looking, I'll just run inside, change quickly, use the back door, get the jerrycan for the water and run, right? That way, and then of course I'll go fetch water, and then I'll come back and she'll be like, oh, where have you been? Then I'm like, oh, I came back and I went to fetch water. And then she'll give me other chores to do, which was the case. And then she won't ask me about report card. So I started hiding report cards. And then once in a while she'll ask me, you didn't give me your report cards. How did you do? I was afraid of telling her, because I noticed that, the kids at the house were not. And I wish some of them were also on top of the class would help, but that wasn't the case. So then I continued to see that, okay, she's not really happy. And then, of course, with time, she stopped asking about my report cards. And then I started, and then I could tell that she's, anytime it's a report card time, day, she's not happy. And the funny thing is, I was also on top of my class again. I was always number one. So I started praying to God that, please, don't let me be number one, because I don't know anybody in this city. This woman might end up sending me away, because obviously she's not happy. I'm always on top of my class. So it was such a challenge. It was one of the prayers that I noticed that God did not really answer. Sometimes I will even not read for anything. I stopped copying notes. I'll still be number one. But anyways, So I thought I should tell you guys this story. So what I learned from that is it's not easy if you are staying from. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, so it was one of those prayers that God, I don't know why, but God wasn't answering. Like I will always be on top of the class, and I noticed that she wasn't happy, and it was really challenging, especially when you are a small child, and you have to grow up very quickly, and then I don't know why I'm looking at this side. For some reason, anytime I'm shooting a video, it's like it looks as if I'm looking somewhere like someone who's copying notes, but that's not the case. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, let me look at the camera. Anyways, so so as a child, it's it is really a challenge, to see that is the case, right? You are staying with the family, and then you are. I was asking God, please, this time I don't want to be number one, and I will still be on top of my class. I've always been on top of my class, so it was really tough. And then the other thing that made it really tough is I was a school prefect here. They call it school prefect, but their translation, I was a head girl. And then when you're a head girl, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. You can't really be wayward anyhow. Your grades has to be on point. But at some point, I didn't really care about that. I was willing for them to give it to someone else. I didn't really, compete or run for it to be, chosen. Some of it I was voted even without asking for it. Which was fine. That means the students trusted me, trusted my judgment, the teachers, which was okay. The only thing is they had no idea that at home, there was fire. At home, there was fire. I don't know if there was. I don't know if any of the lady I stayed with, if any of their kids were even in the school government. I don't probably one. Yeah, I think one was in what. No, I think they competed, but they didn't make it. And then I think one was one of them was really smart. She was like number 10, number 13, which was not bad. Yeah, but she didn't get it. I was really praying that she gets it at the time, because I was hoping that it will make things easier for me. So I'm a stranger in this house, always on top of the class. I was a school prefect, head girl. Again, I'm praying to God not to get these things, but it's like I had the grace to have these things. It was really difficult. So those are some of the challenges if you grow up either without a mom in the picture or without a dad in the picture. You stay with relative. I stayed with relative. I had really great relatives, and and some of them, like I come with from a family that I can say, from the mom side, where some of them really did well for themselves. I can say, not so much from the dad side, that I don't know, until most recently, when I had a conversation with my mom. She told me about the dad side, but I haven't really. I don't think I probably met some, but I don't think I met most of them. Yeah, so this video is becoming too long. Anyways, so if you can relate, I don't know if you can relate, and for me, the lesson I learned from all of this is that continue to be a good person, continue to do well. If you're in my shoes, I'm hoping nobody's going through this right now. If you're in my shoes and you are praying to God that you don't want to be number one and you're always on top of your class, there is nothing you can do about it, actually. I did try and it didn't work out. I stopped, there were moments that I stopped taking notes. I wasn't taking notes, but I still was still number one. I still passed all my classes. So sometimes, there's certain grace that you cannot run away from. There is a way that God might favor you. God might give you certain grace that no matter how much you wanna run away from, you cannot outrun your grace. You cannot outrun the favor that God has given you. So if you're in that position, just continue to be good, continue to do well in school, and then one day, you'll make it in life. I do have situation of people that stays with different relatives, and sometimes they get maltreated and all that, and I have situation of some that ended up living, ended up in the streets, ended up into early marriages, unwanted pregnancies. These things can easily happen, but you shouldn't take it serious. Even though you see you are being treated like the Cinderella, do your Cinderella work, man. Just always be kind, and don't try to change. Continue to be positive, and God always has a way of making the impossible possible, right? So anyways, guys, I don't know where this video is coming from. This video has no head or tail, but if you learned one or two things, take it. And if you haven't learned one or two things, I'm sure you've learned one or two things. I hope you did learn one or two things. But anyways, guys, that is it for now, and I'll see you all in the next video. And yes, make sure you check that video where I was working on my hair. So I usually do my hair, and then I will braid it, and then I will wear this protective, it is a wig, but I call it protective hair, because trust me, in this country, if you don't protect your hair, the cold and the weather is not conducive to our kind of hair. I'm telling you, speaking from experience, the little experience I have staying in Canada. So I will do my hair, and then I'll put on this protective styling to protect my hair. Anyways, guys, that is it for now, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. And guys, lest I forget, I know we haven't done a book review. In the next storytelling, I'm gonna do book review on the other book as well. What does trust mean to you? The book is bestseller on Amazon. So I'm just there are a few stories in there that I'm gonna talk about. Just in regards to loyalty and trust. And so it's gonna be very interesting. I have a very interesting story coming up, so don't miss it. Wait for my next video, and please subscribe. Okay, all right, see you all, take care, bye.